Hello, my crafty friends. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel, Turquoise Dreaming. This is Sheree, and today I'm getting messy. So, you don't see me get too messy here on my channel as far as doing messy things and crafting. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a messy possibility here today. And I was inspired by Lori Richardson, a video she did, and she did what I'm going to do and try to do today. Let me spread this out a bit while we're talking. But yeah, she did what I'm going to try to do, and she did it with business cards. Business cards. So I was like, oh my goodness, finally something, because I've had these for forever. Like I got this from the thrift store a good while ago. Package, a whole, pretty much full package here of white postcards slash index cards, and they're just blank. They're blank. And so you're supposed to, do your design or whatever on your computer and then run it through your computer, print on it, whatever. So yeah, they just come like this. There's 4 to a sheet, 8.5 by 11. And I don't know if I'm sure I probably used 1 or 2 for something, but I don't, maybe backing something. I mean, they would be great for that, of course, but I just really never used them because I just never was, the right craft. I don't think ever really came along until, I don't know if this is going to be the right one or not. We're going to find out together. So what she did was paint her business cards. Now, I'm not, that type of, painting artist, but I've got all my supplies here. So besides the postcards, I got out 4 colors of paint. Just these little paints you get, I'm sure I got all mine at Walmart. But I've got True Green. This color, it's an orangey color. It's called Pure Orange. True Green. Right? True Green. This one's called, believe it or not, Acapulco. Acapulco. I can't even say it. It's more like a kind of an aqua color. And then this is called Lipstick Red. So, got that. I've got my little collapsible water container here from Dollar Tree. First time I used it. See, I've got all the supplies. A little paint palette from Dollar Tree. So I'm ready to go, right? I should be able to do something great here. Got all the supplies. So I'm gonna dip this in a slight tip of this in a little bit of water. I don't really want to get this wet though. I just want to have my paint spread nicely. I don't know anything about painting except for the little I've watched on YouTube. So this is 1 card. These are pretty thick, standard cardstock, probably. And I've got on my table here, this is a desk, calendar. I brought it home from work. Somebody was using it at work and they left our office and nobody has taken over that office yet. So this was left in there and I was like, I actually brought it home for my granddaughter to paint on or to draw on. She did scribble on here a little bit, but she likes to draw, but she doesn't really like to color, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to try to do something like what Lori did and see. I hope this comes out nice because, if it doesn't, this video will be kind of an epic fail. But we have to try new things once in a while, right? To do great things. So I just dipped it in my water. I want to kind of get this color. This is what I was thinking would be my background color. But I kind of want it to be, I don't want it to be solid. I just want it to be kind of splotchy. And then I'm going to fill in with other colors. You can see I'm focusing on, and if I go over on here, that's fine. No problem. That's what it's there for, to catch my extra paint. Except, I really don't want to get paint on the back of this. So I'm going to try to be a little bit careful and not get paint everywhere if that's possible. So I can see it curling already from the little bit of water I put on here, and maybe the paint too. So again, just splotchy swipes, kind of like, have you seen those scrapbook papers that look like somebody just swiped a swatch of paint on there? I've shown some, and I'm sure you've seen them. You have some, or you've seen them being shown on YouTube, and I think one or two of the Hobby Lobby ones that were on clearance recently was like that. And I know I've got one from Michael's like that too. It was a smaller paper pad that I made the Post-it-lets out of. If you've seen me make those or seen me using those. So okay, so we got a kind of a good spread without being solid of that color. So I'm going to, I've got three brushes out here, so I may need to, so I've got 4 colors. I guess I could get another brush, but I'm going to stick this in my water and see if I can rinse it out maybe and squeeze it out. I don't know. No, that's probably too messy. Yeah, let me just put this over here on my little, I might have to grab another paintbrush. I was thinking I could use one more than once, but now I see with my inexperience that that's probably not going to happen. Okay, so there we go. Got a base color. Now I want to add a few streaks of the orange. So I'm going to use my second paintbrush here. Not get any water this time, but I would like to spread it out so I don't have like a glob on here. So let me, you know what? I'm going to take another one and another postcard page and kind of just dab some of this off, or kind of spread it around. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let me move that up for a second, because this is going to be our focal piece there. But let me just get some of this, kind of dab it off and kind of just spread it a little bit there, so I'm not... Okay, so that should be good for this one now. We don't have it globbed on there, so I kind of want to get streaks. Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Kind of like streaky. And kind of fill in where I don't have color, like there. You know, I don't have to have color everywhere, but we're going to break these up, end up breaking these apart, so I want it to have, you know, enough color. Okay, I got another little couple of globs here, but I think they're not exactly globby, so I think I should be okay. You like my painting terms? Professional painting terms. Don't want my paint to be globby. So, let's see, this side I have some on there. Yeah, I like that. She put a lot of paint on hers, which I'm not going to try to do. I'm going to do kind of a very simplified version of what she did. And I will, hers was only like a 2-minute and 59-second video where she did this. I was like, oh my goodness, I have to do this. I can't wait to do this. So I'm doing it right now, as you can see. All right, so I like that. I think there's pretty much enough orange on there. Here's the division. These are perforated. So I'm going to leave it where it is. And again, I'm going to dip this in. I'm just going to put that in my water. And now, okay, I think I need a thinner, I need to have my green and my red here. And I think I need a smaller paintbrush. So let me go look, just 1 second. Okay, now I got the real professional tools out. No, not really. I got this. I have no idea where this came from. It looks like a basting brush, but it's a little, to me it's a little paintbrush, so I have it in here with my paintbrushes. And this is one of these foam brushes, but I've used it before and the end got stiff. But this part is still good, so I just cut the tip off. In case you've never done that, you don't have to waste, because to me these are disposable. So if it gets ruined, it goes in the trash, and I can get a new package at, you know, Dollar Tree for $1. Oh, I don't know if they're still $1.25 or not, but whatever, $1.25, $1.50. Still, you get a bunch. And anyway, I've got a couple where just the tips got hard, like I didn't rinse it out in time or something, and I just cut it off. So I have a flat tip now, but I'm gonna try. Let's see, which one do I want to use? I think I'm going to try this one. I think I can actually get a better, what I want to do. I want to make some flowers. So I think I can do it better with this. So I'm going to try just to get a little paint on here, and I want to do it with the red now. Here's my colors. So I'm on the red now. Okay, I'm dipping the whole, I might have, it's a little globby there. This is the first time I've used this paint palette too, so I'm going to wipe a little bit off in the paint palette. Now, flowers. Okay, so these are going to be messy, you know, non-artistic, kind of wonky flowers, I'm sure, because I'm not, I mean, although flowers seem like they're easy to make, I am not, of course, a professional painter, so just, you know, take that into account in your comments if you make any. Okay, under my video. Okay, so I want to just do a little swipe and make some petals, kind of on the large side of petals, not necessarily staying within the lines of the 4 quadrants we have here. So let's do this. So if I want big, that means I have to, okay, I think I have a plan. Oh, no, maybe I don't, maybe I do, maybe, okay, yeah, there we go. All right. Little, kind of a little bulkier than I pictured, but it's okay. It might turn out fun. And I have the green, and I don't know exactly. I might use that for like stems and leaves or something. We'll see how this goes. Okay, another, I want probably, I think I need at least 4 petals. I don't think a 3-petal flower would be what I'm picturing. So I'm going to go for, these are going to be messy flowers. Okay, that's good. That's good. See, I made it a little bit less wide. And let's go for another one here. Okay, that's a thinner one. A little thinner. And then fill in our middle part there. Okay, that one's wider. Okay, this one I think needs a little bit more to it. Probably should leave it alone, but all right, there we go. There's our first unprofessional, very unprofessional crude flower. I'm going to make another one, I think, right here. I kind of want it to go over and not be like, see this one, where's the line? This one pretty much stays on that one, so I want to kind of do one right here in the middle. So, and it doesn't have to be a solid petal. It can be like where some of the blue is showing through. Blue and orange or whatever color's underneath of it. Okay. Let me do one right here and see how that looks. I don't know if I'll like a 3-petal flower. Oh, I kind of like that. But no, I think it needs another petal over here. Okay, so we'll do one more petal over here. Okay, there we go. I like that. I like that. It almost looks like it could be a hibiscus. Okay. All right, so we're going to do one up here in the corner. That might be all we have room for. We'll see. And then I can draw some, or try to paint some stems and leaves. So we're going to do one here, I guess. I kind of want it to go down into this one though, so I'm going to try to do that. Okay, and then another petal here, and another petal here. All right, what do we think? What do we think? I think that as much as I would like to add something here and here, I don't think I have room. So let's just leave it at that. Just to this, since this is the first time I've done this. The green. So maybe I'll use this little paintbrush for the edge of it here to make some possible stems. So we're going to do a little stemmy work here, some stem work. So I'm just going to do a little 1-line stem. Okay, I would like that to be a little longer, but I'm going to leave it for the moment. And let's do a little stem here. Okay, and then let's do a little stem over here. Okay, now let's make this one a little longer. I just would like it to stay narrow like that if possible. Like getting, but I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, there we go. Now a leaf. Okay, I got plenty of green here poured out. I was thinking when I poured the paint into there, my goal is going to be to use up all of that paint. So I think a leaf over here. Ooh, I need a little pointier there. There we go. Ooh, I like that. I like it. I know it's crude, but I like it. This one, I don't want all the leaves to be on the same side. Let's do this one here. And then this one we'll do on this side. There, I like that with the paint showing through. I like that even more than this more solid. That one has a little paint showing through, and this was more solid. Kind of got a glob on there. Okay. So it's dry. This paint, I'm sure most of you have used this paint before, and I've used it on painty papers before, and it actually dries pretty fast, but it's not dry yet, so I can't take these apart yet. So I'm going to need to pause and let this dry. I like it just like that. Like I said, I was going to make it simple, but I'm going to move it over to the side here. I got my ceiling fan on, so that will help it dry. And we're going to kind of use up. So that's what I want. That's what she did, flowers, but she put circles and stuff on hers. So we're going to use up our paint now that I have in the little palette because I don't want to waste it. So we've got orange down there, so let me find what well, it's in the water. This one I won't put in the water. The red one I didn't put in the water. Okay, let me see what I can do here without stopping the video. Otherwise I'll have to go in and, yeah, okay, I got a tissue here. Let me get tissue. And kind of dry my fingers off. And dry this off a little bit. I don't have any paper towels in here, but I have antiseptic wipes and tissues. Okay, so pretty dry, not a little damp. Okay, let's use up our orange first. Get all the orange out of here as much as possible. Oh, actually the wet brush is helping me get it out of there. So there you go. Maybe we can spread this out a little bit too. Okay, I'll show you the palette when I'm done, show you how much I cleaned it out. So this is just going to be a use up my paint page while the other one is drying. Okay, so that, oh, there's a little bit more on the brush there. Okay. Okay, I wish I had spread that out more, but it is what it is at this point. Okay, so I think I've got, well, just when I think I've got all the paint off here, more comes off. Right here's a glob there. I wonder if I could just get a little damp, just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of water, and will this spread out? Oh, there we go. Look at that. I kind of like that all over base color. It is a little damp, but you know, we We get papers wet all the time, don't we, when we dye our papers? Alright, so do I have it all off the brush now, as much as I can? Pretty much, pretty much. Alright, so we're going to let that one go. I think we did good on that. So, orange. I think I need to use up my blue next, because if I put red and green in here, it's just going to be like too dark as far as the background. So I'm going to use up this, and I think I got this a little wet too already, so I'm going to just leave it how it is instead of drying this one off and just go with it. So we're just going to kind of swatch this on here. I might need to pause and go wash my hands. I'm kind of touching this a little bit. I'm trying actually not to get it too much on here. Like I said, I don't want to really get the back of this dirty if I can help it, because I would like this to be like a future journaling card or something. And if I have paint on it, then I'm going to have to put another. That's really pretty. I hope it looks pretty to you guys, like in the camera. But it's actually really pretty. Let's see, do I have any more of that color to use up? I think I've got it. Oh, now I've got specks on there that I don't think I want on here. So I think I'm going to end it in that one. Say that one's done. Now, what do I want to do with the red and green? Because I really like this like this. I think I'm going to leave this like this and get another one out to use up the red and green. How about that? We'll get another one out and use up our red and green. Maybe that'll be my Christmas painty paper. So let's see what we can do. So let's let this one dry. Just like that. And then we'll get, let's see, do we have any wet paint here? It's going to get my paper dirty. Nope, I think it's good to go. It's not coming off. Okay, red and green, red and green. Okay, let's do green in the background. Let's do the green. And there's quite a bit of green in here. So I want to get it a little wet also, just barely damp, because it's, you know, such a solid color. So let's see, and I'm using this little brush here. Let's see what we can do to use this up. So, you know, this is an idea. You can, like I took it and I'm doing my own kind of spin on it from Lori, and you can take it and put your own spin on it from me and Lori, because I'm going to link her video. But I would say good way to, if you like this. Ooh, I put some more water on here. I'm sure you figured that out. But yeah, good way to use up some of your paints. And this is going to be divided up too. I'm going to divide all these up into like journaling cards. So I've got a lot more green here though. So let's get some more. Oh, I might have to, you know, I might have to get another card out. Let me see, where can I put this? I put it on top of my cards. Let me get my cards out from under that other one that's drying there. And I'm going to put a little bit more green on here. And then get another card, because I don't want, again, I don't want it to be a solid background. So I guess I need to go in the same, to keep going in the same direction. That looks good, except I really do like the streaky look. Alright, a little bit more out of here. I guess you can put add a little water to your palette too, instead of dipping your brush. I have to do this more often so I develop my painting skills a little bit more. But this really is fun. I really do like making painty papers and using my paints. More than, I liked doing this more than jelly printing for some reason. I don't know. I just, you know, I really like this, just using paints like this. So, oh, I like that little kind of dark splotches. Maybe we will use up all the green here, because I need to fill in a little bit here. Yeah, I'm just about to the end. A little water. That really spreads it around when you add the water. As you can see, we need a little bit more right over in here. Okay, I'm going to say this one's done for the moment. We'll add red to it in a moment. I'm going to get one more piece to use up the rest of the green that I've gotten out here. I only put a little squirt in each one. But like one of them, what was it, the aqua one? It came out, like when I squirted it, it came out in a burst instead of a squirt. Kind of bursted out. I shook them all up before. And I didn't have to add water. They weren't really dried out or anything. But, okay, so this green, now I have hardly any green left. I'm going to add some water to my brush. And I might see if I can get a drip in there. Okay, there, I got a couple drips into the palette. Now let's spread this out on here. See how far it goes. Just using, because you know, I don't really do anything else with my paints. I mean, sometimes I do. I got them out. I got a few of them out and used up quite a few of them a couple years ago when I painted I have some of those, like, what are they? There's some kind of like foamy type pumpkins that you could get at Michael's years ago that I had, and they were orange when I first got them. I painted them white for the farmhouse look, and then a couple years ago I painted them. Got out my colors. I have a pink one, a purple one. Now, before Summerween even came into, and I don't really like Summerween, but I like my pink and purple pumpkins. So anyway, I used up some of my paints doing that. So once in a while I do a little project, but not, you know, not hardly ever really. So if you are like me and you want to use up some of your paints before they dry out, this might be a good project for you. All right, so there's that one. So that's what that one looks like. My green is gone. And here's this one's darker. So we have two green. And we need to let these dry, except I think I'm going to add the red to the green. So let's put this one to the side and bring this darker one back over first. And I think I'm going to add a little water to that red because it's so bold. Like the color was true red, so it does seem like a true red. And I don't know what I want to do with it, actually. Let me think about it. I think I want to make circles. And I think I'm going to try to make circles with this. Just little kind of wonky, non-perfect circles going like this. Spinning my square brush here. So let's see how that turns out. Because I have little caps I've saved, like from these paint jars, actually. I've saved some of the little caps, or I might only have one in there, but I'll put my paint on a flatter thing where I can dip, like on a paper plate, and dip this little circle into the paint and then use it like a stamp or something. That works out good if you want little circles. But that would be hard to do in this palette because it's that little concave, you know, thing that's in here. So that would be hard to dip. So I would do that with a paper plate, which I don't have out right now. So I'm just going to try some little swirly circles that are not solid. I think that would be fun. So let's try it. In my mind it works out. Let me see if it works out in person. Okay, there's one. I'm not re-dipping my brush as long as I have paint on there. That works out pretty well, actually. That's a pretty good circle, I would say. I don't want them all like right. That's over the line, you know, half and half, so that's cool. Let me do one right here. And we're just going to keep doing this until I run out of paint on this, and then we'll dip it again. Pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. There you go. Cut the tip off your brush. And if you have a bigger brush, like I have a bigger one, I don't have it out, but I have another one that's a little bit like twice as wide as this that I cut the tip off. And so you could make bigger circles like this with a bigger whiter brush. Let's see. Let's put one right here. I don't want them too close together, but I think I might do the other one if I have enough red left with, which I might not, probably won't. But I'm thinking if I did, I would put the circles farther apart just to have something different. Oop, I made a mistake on that one. I'm leaving it, not fixing it. Okay, yeah, I'm using up my red here, so I've got enough for probably a couple more circles, and that will be it. Okay. All right, let me put this to the side, and then let me just see if I can get any more red out of here and kind of just swish it around with some streaks, because that's what I have left here. Not really enough to do a lot of circles. And how many circles do I need, right? How many circular cards do I need? And this can be a background for a Christmas something or other, focal point possibly, that I put on here later. A little sticker or something. Piece of ephemera. All right, I think I have used up my paint. All right, there we go. I've used up my paint, and I will show you to prove it. Let me see how this one's drying now. It's not dry yet, but I still might take it apart just so you can see, so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so let me show you my palette. This is from Dollar Tree too. They come in a set of 3. I got the other 2 out. Or oh, well, how many are here? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the ones. See, I used up all my paint. See how empty those are? The red almost looks like it has, I guess you can see that it's empty. Basically, the color's still there, but a little bit, but it's basically empty. So I'll go rinse that out in a minute. All right, let's take this one apart. It's not quite dry, but I think I can probably take it apart and let it finish drying later, off camera, off video. I just want to break the, see if I can crack the, yeah, it's coming apart here, the perforation, so we can see what they're going to look like. And then this one. And this can, this can be a learning experience for all of us. Or of course, maybe you're a professional looking at this going, ah, good try, Sheree. But no, I don't know. I might do it the same next time. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Hold on, we can still do it. Well, it kind of needs to be dry. Let me see if there's one that's dry enough to do it. Yeah, there was another step here I totally forgot about. Hold on, we're going to do it. We're going to do it to at least one of these. And I might want to go back and put some flowers on the other ones. I don't know. Especially that orange one. I'll show you that how it's drying in a second. I just don't want this to rip. So I want to see how these are turning out, though. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so there we go. I got a little bit to cut off right there. But let's see, which one is the driest? I think this one's the driest, so we're going to put these over. But here's what they look like. You can see my flowers and all the colors and everything. I think they look pretty. Almost looks like water behind it, like an ocean with shadows in it or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's put these to the side to dry, and then this one we'll do the other step that I forgot, which I have a Sharpie right here. I wanted to draw a black line around them. So, let's see. It can be on the outside or it can be partially inside. So, I just hope it's dry enough. All right, let's start down here because this one looks the driest. So, they don't have to be perfect lines or anything. That's a little wet right there, so I might go back and go over these later, but just so you can get the idea of what I had in my brain. So I'll go over these later and make them kind of darker and stuff, but something like that. Yeah, this one needs to come over. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Yes, pretty dry right there. So yeah, I'm gonna play with this one some more off video, and maybe if it turns out nice. I don't exactly like that right now, but like it's a little wet, and so I'm gonna like make this bolder, and this too. Kind of work with it. And you could add some white streaks in here too, or, you know, you can add a lot of stuff, little circles around, whatever. You know, spray, a spray where you do a spray and little dots go everywhere. That's a little messy for me though. But anyway, I think these are fun, and I really liked using my paints this way. Here's the last one we did with the streaks of red. Here's the this one, still drying, very wet. And here's the other one where we did orange with a little bit of blue in there. You can barely see the blue, but it is there, but it's very wet, so it needs to dry. And then I'll split these apart, and I'll try to show them to you in another video when these are all dry, and if I do anything else to them, or when I eventually do something else to them. Like this could be possibly put together with Halloween, since it's got a lot of orange in there. The red and green ones could possibly be used for Christmas, and then this could be used for whatever. But yeah, that was fun. I like the flowers a lot. I would, that's probably the easiest thing to me, and I'm thinking for me to draw, but maybe you have other favorite things to draw, so you could do whatever your favorite is. But anyway, that's fun, and I hope you enjoyed my little experiment today. And, use up some of your paints if they're just sitting like mine are. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.